Christmas again, and one thing that is a constant bugbear for musicians is that nobody knows how to buy us gifts. And frankly, they probably are sick of us buying gifts for ourselves throughout the year and classifying them as professional expenses. Sorry, Mr. Taxman. But instead of socks this year, this video is just going to set up a stall for things that you can buy electric guitarists and some acoustic guitarists that are going to just change their world, put smiles on their faces, bring a little tear at Christmas dinner, all of that kind of fun stuff. So I'm going to take you through some stuff that I had to buy for myself in the hope that nobody else has to buy them for themselves. So let's take a look and see what we got on Thomas's Christmas list this year. Okay, I've been waving one of these around in front of a camera all week. This is a fantastic device. This is the Multimedia ToneX One. Now, if you've just breezed onto this channel looking for gift ideas, it's probably not cool for me to just go through the ins and outs of this. But what's really great about this is there is a rake of sounds that are easily got that you can just drop in off the internet for free and just play silently with headphones or through a speaker and sound absolutely amazing. Now, if they happen to be a Brian May fan, I'm selling presets for this as well, which make you sound like Brian May in my last video. But this thing is just great. And if you're an amateur, it's great because, again, it's a great practice tool. But if you're a pro, it's great as well because you can actually run models of distortion pedals. You can have a backup rig on it. It's an incredible device for not a lot of money. I think it's €180, other currency equivalents in the comments. Definitely something to buy a guitarist that just wants to sound like a golden god. This is a very, very handy little gadget. Another one from Multimedia that came out this year to reasonably little fanfare for what it does. Basically, if you're new to my channel, I do a lot of stuff explaining how guitarists can use technology just to save on time and weight and things like that. Very, very dull and boring. But this thing is a great gateway into that world. And what this basically lets you do is plug your guitar into your iPhone, your Android phone, your iPad, your computer. And there's a lot of really cool software that can make you sound like an absolute rock legend. It's great for practicing. There's a whole range of lovely ins and outs on it. You can plug headphones into it, obviously. You can even plug it straight out to an amplifier, which is very, very clever. But what's really cool about this is it's very low maintenance. So if you're a technophobe, this is a very easy way into the digital world of plugins and such things. And it's very reasonably priced. Definitely worth a look. One of the big challenges of playing guitar digitally when you're in a small space, or just even if you're traveling around to meet someone at a jam, is just getting a small amplifier to be able to make some sound. So if you have something like that ToneX One pedal that I showed you, or even an audio interface in your phone, you probably really want to have something decent to be heard. And the first thing that people often do is to go off and buy a commercial sort of Bluetooth speaker, and that doesn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is, well, first of all, if you connect over Bluetooth, there's a real noticeable latency that makes playing really difficult. But also, all of these speakers, well, not all of them, most of them, have some crazy DSP. So even if you put a cable into them, there's always this awful lag that makes them hard to work with. Plus, most of them sound rubbish anyway. These don't. These are awesome. These are MiniRigs. And this is a speaker from Bristol in England. And if you're a Massive Attack fan, you know that they know something about sound in Bristol. This thing is incredible. Now, why is it incredible? First of all, you can wire, some sort of guitar processor into it, and there is no latency. So there's very few speakers that offer that. None really, I think, in this size or format. It's a rechargeable battery in it, obviously, but it lasts for absolutely ages. Now, one thing I can't demonstrate here is it's extraordinarily loud. If you have two of these, you get a lovely, nice stereo field of view, but you get a sound that can actually nearly put it to a drummer in a rehearsal room. They're actually that loud. So definitely one to check out, and a really good present, because even if they don't plug their guitar into them, just as a speaker for listening to music, these things are absolutely fantastic. So 10 out of 10, lots of joy to be got from these little boxes. Yes, this is a guitar plectrum, not something you'd probably expect to see in a video like this, but Christmas is a very interesting time because we like to buy people things that they probably wouldn't buy for themselves at this time of year. And these gravity plectrums are a good example of that because they're horrendously expensive. They're really, really dear. You could go into a guitar shop and see the multi-pack set for 20 or 30 euros. That's a lot of bread for a couple of plectrums that, let's be honest, we're going to lose very soon. But they're actually worth it. They sound absolutely amazing. They're a lot of fun to play with. They actually have this very cool sort of way of just making the notes brighter and easier to find, and they just have a great feel off them. So you can buy a little set of them. that has a sort of selection of different sizes. It's a great little stocking filler, and I'll link it below. Okay, this is an electric screwdriver. Not very exciting, very, very useful, but I've got a little widget on it that makes it extremely exciting. Now, these things are extremely cheap. This basically turns a normal electric screwdriver into a restringing device. Now, if you're doing anything on your guitar, like any amount of gigs or anything, you have to change strings regularly. It is a bit of a chore. This saves a lot of time. Definitely recommend it. Costs like €1 or $1. Very, very cheap on Amazon. Definitely recommend it. But definitely great if you pair it with one of these as well, because we're always taking things apart. We're always tweaking instruments and things like that. And an electric screwdriver is very useful for that. So definitely these two, smiles and wins on Christmas Day. Okay, check this out. This is a D'Addario Multitool. Now, I don't speak Italian, so it could be D'Addario or D'Addario. But in any case, you've probably got somebody a Multitool as a present in their lives at some stage. But the reason why this one's particularly cool for guitarists is that all of the Allen keys and screwdrivers are the right size for making amendments and tweaks to an instrument. This thing has literally saved gigs for me in the past. It is so handy, and I have one in every guitar case that I have with me. This is key quick kit. What I would say as well is that drummers actually love them too. I don't know anything about drums because it's a different world for me, but basically the Allen keys and all that type of stuff work for your drummer too. So this might save his life or her life at a gig too as well. So definitely recommend that. Next. So when I did my big long epic video about my own guitar rig, I did mention this bag here. And this year, D'Addario, I'm going to stick with D'Addario, came out with another version of it that's slightly smaller. Now, what does this have that no other bag has? It's just got loads of pockets. It's amazing. The amount of little fiddly bits that you have to bring around the place as a guitarist is really, really annoying. But what's great about this thing is it just gobbles it all up, and it's customizable too. You can make it into one large section if you have sort of a big bulky device to bring around the place, or you can split it into half down the middle if you want to have different sections for different things. It's just so useful, and because of the way it's designed, it's very easy to find stuff as well, because, you know, when you're in the middle of a gig and something goes wrong and you need to find an emergency part or whatever, you can get at it very quickly. So like I say, it comes in two different sizes. I'll link it below. Really cool present for any guitarist, and yeah, it's great. If you're really old like me and you grew up in the 80s, you grew up with Transformers, and anything that transforms always has a kind of a warm, sentimental part in your heart. This is an Xvive G1 guitar stand. Now, this is absolutely amazing because it's folded up now. So really thin, really light, really compact. That could go into a gig bag. But when it comes out, because we do have lots of foldable guitar stands, it looks a bit like this. And as you can see, it comes out a lot on the back. And when you put it on the floor, it's very, very sturdy. So for anyone that has an expensive instrument that they need to bring around on the stage, and if they don't have any sort of space for a big rack of stands or anything like that, this thing's fantastic. This is as strong a stand as you're going to get in a very portable package. Very light, very cleverly designed, and I don't think I could break it, or even my drummer could break it. Absolutely amazing. Check this one out. Okay, so this is probably the least exciting thing on the list today, but it's an amazingly useful sort of innovation. Guitarists, electric guitarists, always have loads of gadgets that require power from little wall wart adapters that invariably wear out and die at a gig when you need them the most. What this thing does is it simply just takes any sort of PD-capable USB-C charger, the type of thing you charge your iPad or phone with, and turns it into pedal power. Simple as that. Now, I'm going to link the 9-volt one below for people who don't know what to buy people, because every guitarist has something that requires 9 volts in terms of a pedal. But if you're a little bit saucy, you can also get this device too as well and plug it into this one. This is a 12-volt one. And if you're a quad cortex user, this is a great backup power supply. It goes in a little bag. Plug that into a 20-watt or more USB-C charger, and you can power your quad cortex. And I've actually had to use this a few times. I was gigging with the quad cortex because it's another way of just getting power in, and it's very clean and handy. No noise, anything like that. Just a great buy. Check it out. It'll make somebody very happy. This is a Taylor Guitars Ebony slide. Now, Ebony is a bit of a funny wood. It's very hard to get these days. But what I really like about this, though, as a guitar slide is, again, it's not something you'd probably buy for yourself because it is much more expensive than a glass or a chrome one. But it's very easy to get on and off and very easy to control because it's very light. But it also sounds quite good on an electric guitar. A lot of fun, very cheap, definitely recommend it. If you have a musician in your life, you also have lots and lots of cables. And this one is called a Klotz cable, and these are really, really cool because they're very easy to wrap up. And when you're trying to sort of run, like I live in an apartment here, it's all very small, but if you're trying to run a practice or anything like that, you don't want to spend hours wrapping leads and putting them up or pulling them out again, or having them knotted or any of that type of nonsense. It's a very expensive cable. Again, in the theme of something that you mightn't buy yourself, this is one of those things. But it's got some great features. It's got lovely Nutric connectors, which are, I live and die by them. If the cable ever wore out, not that I think it would, you can use these again and they're fantastic. The cable itself is just very easy to work. It's just easy to wrap up, easy to unfold. Great little purchase. Definitely one to buy for the guitarist in your life. So I hope you found all of those useful. It's a video that I always wanted to make because I know that all of my friends out there that play guitar are going to get socks for Christmas. So hopefully that sort of heads that problem off at the pass. I'll be back very soon with just some more sort of technique and gear related videos. The next thing that I want to do is just to focus on the Quad Cortex and the Brian May sound. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Check out all the other videos going back to 20 years ago. And I'll see you at the next one.